Let me take you through something important that recently Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin made a comment saying that Sanskrit is a dead language. So wait. I'm not going to enter into this debate today. Instead, I'm going to speak about something very important, what he said next. So it raises a very serious question. He highlighted that Tamil, one of the oldest classical surviving languages of the world, had received only 150 crores for its development. Meanwhile, Sanskrit, spoken today by a very minimal number of people, even the data says that only 24,000 people are speaking Sanskrit around the entire country. But this minimal language has reportedly received a massive amount of 2,500 crores for its development. Now imagine this, a language of thousands of years of continuous literature and millions of speakers receive only 150 crores. And a language with a minimum number of speakers get 2,500 crores. Shouldn't we ask questions? But again, let me clear, this is not just about Sanskrit. It is about how India treats its own languages. Welcome to Youturn and this is Nandini Madheshwaran. Unity in diversity is India's beauty. To confirm this, when we look into the data, India is not just a country. It is a linguistic universe. According to the 2011 census, people reported over 19,500 mother tongues across the entire country. But here, people write their mother tongue in the census based on what they think they speak without knowing the actual language or dialect technically is. Because of this, many different names for the same language was reported. So, to understand the real languages for the different names given by the people, the census team carefully examined and corrected all the entries. Out of 19,569 raw mother tongues given by the public, they studied and sorted them and finally reduced to 1,369 proper racialized mother tongues and grouped into 121 major languages. International mapping confirms that India has about 453 living languages, making it one of the most linguistically diverse countries in the world. This diversity is India's strength. It is the root of our culture, our music, our pride and our strength. But despite such richness, something worse is happening now. Even the UNESCO report says that 197 Indian languages are endangered. One of the major reasons for all this is Hindi imposition. Over the decades, Hindi has been expanded in administration, entertainment, education, and even in mother tongues. It is because the system pushes them away from those languages. For example, Bhojpuri, spoken by over 50 million people, is still not recognized as a separate official language. Magahi, the ancient language spoken in the time of Buddha, is now grouped under Hindi. Awadhi, the language of Ramcharitmanas, and Braj Bhasha, the language of Krishna literature, which once dominated poetry, now lose speakers. Even the Rajasthani languages like Marwari, Mewari and Shekhawati still don't have official status. Garhwali and Kumoni in Uttarakhand are shrinking so fast even UNESCO marks them as endangered. These languages were lost not because of their own way. They were overshadowed only because of Hindi language. The important thing is, much of this decline happens because of policy. Schools in many states prioritize Hindi over local languages, causing the younger generations to grow up in Hindi without knowing their literacy in their mother tongue. Government job exams from UPSC to SSC to railways heavily favor Hindi and automatically create a pressure to adopt it. Here we should understand one thing, that Hindi is just another official language as English and it is not the national language of India. Media, Bollywood, television and even digital content overwhelmingly push Hindi, which makes the children automatically to speak the language which they see more on the screen. Even the census contributes to this issue by grouping several distinct languages under one category, that is Hindi language category. That is how Hindi's reported speakers went from 36% in 1971 to 43% in 2011. Not because that many new people adopted Hindi as their language, but because most of the languages comes under the Hindi category. When a language itself is classified as dialect, it completely loses its status, support and visibility. And this is where the real issue lies. So this video is definitely not about Tamil pride, and it is definitely not about Tamil versus Hindi. This is about an understanding of how a dominant language which has political, administrative and cultural power can slowly swallow smaller languages. And when a language disappears, we don't lose just words. We lose poetry, folk songs, oral cultures, traditional medicines, indigenous knowledge, and even the memory about the language of the people. A language carries identity. When it fades away, the entire culture fades with it. So, the real question India needs to ask is very simple. Are we doing enough things to protect our linguistic diversities, or are we silently allowing it to disappear under the weight of one dominant language? Because once a language dies, we cannot bring back the thousands of years of culture that lived through it. This is not just about attacking Sanskrit or Hindi. It is about ensuring every Indian language, from Tamil to Tulu, from Bodo to Bhojpuri, or from Merwari to Manipuri, every Indian language should have equal respect, equal contribution and equal support. If we truly believe in unity in diversity, then we must take care of the diversity part just as the unity. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Youturn is an independent media that has been fighting to combat fake news and false information that has been widely spreading on the internet and social media. If you find our work worth it, please support us by scanning the QR code on the screen, and if you find any difficulties in scanning the QR code, you can also support us by using the link in the description called Support Our Fact Check Initiatives, and by touching the link you can support us there too.